Okay, I'm going to be debunking more political cartoons. This is Debunking Political Cartoons Part 3 this time, instead of having the cartoons imported into Sony Vegas and doing manual microphone recording there. I'm just going to do a video capture of what I currently see on my screen. Make things a bit easier. Alright, well, let's begin. Starting with this little gem. Okay. Here you have John Cole, and his position on the coronavirus is, obviously, we must sacrifice certain freedoms to keep people safe. You have this person chanting freedom, don't mask my kids, and you see a big COVID molecule or viral or whatever a piece of a virus is called right here in front of freedom speech bubble. And then you have her kids, which are sick, and she doesn't seem to care about them. Well, you see, here's the thing. You shouldn't give up freedom even to supposedly manage a virus well. I mean, freedom doesn't just go away because, oh, people get sick. No, it's yours to keep. And other people's health is kind of at their discretion. Big shocker, right? People can wear a mask if they want to, and they don't have to wear a mask if they don't want to. Well, in a truly free society. And yeah, and private establishments can have their rules pertaining to masks, but you can't just have a state go, everyone must have a mask, everyone must have lockdowns, everyone must be quarantined, everyone must be vaccinated. You can't have force. I mean, this being a virus doesn't change the fact that you can't have force, you can't give up your liberty. Yeah, it's good if people take precautions not to get themselves rather sick, but it has to be voluntary, not just all this force. Okay, that's that political cartoon. Now, that's bullshit. You have this one called not to, basically not to play devil's advocate, but don't state laws require you to teach books with opposing views. Okay, so you got this kid raising his hand about her reading the Holy Bible to him. This is Sunday school. This doesn't seem to really have much of a point. It's like, oh, religions get involved in schools. Well, what do you expect? It's freaking Sunday school. Of course they're going to teach the Bible and not really anything else, okay? And yeah, even if there's a law that says, oh, you got to teach opposing views, it's freaking Sunday school. So this really doesn't have much of a point to make. And I don't think there should be a law that you really have to teach opposing views. You just go to the place at your discretion of what views to hear, whether it's biased or not. I mean, a Sunday school shouldn't be forced to teach stuff other than the Bible. It's a Sunday school. It's about Christianity. There isn't really... There isn't a place for government to get involved in this. So, yeah. Reality, defund the police. Apparently this guy bonked him in the head, despite having a gun, and a lot of Democrats are calling for defunding the police. Well, here's the thing. Police aren't really what are keeping you safe. In fact, sometimes they even endanger you with police brutality and enforcement of laws that enable crime, such as the war on drugs. What's really keeping people safe are armed citizens. When the seconds count, the police are minutes away. That all tired but true spiel. Yeah, it's still true. When seconds count, the police are minutes away, and therefore, you have to be your own protector, at least at that very moment, at least at the start. I mean, the only person that's always there for you is you. And all this funding poured into law enforcement isn't going to keep people any safer. What is going to keep people safer is more gun ownership and more gun carry use, more protection. If people have more guns more often, more guns, more ammo more often, like, they don't just have guns, but they have their guns available on their person, such as with open or concealed carry in stores or shops, wherever they go. They're safer than if they just don't have guns, or if they have guns but they're required to stay at home. This isn't a defund the police issue, and since this cartoonist, brand Howes is like mocking the Democrats, like, you know, Bram House, whatever his name, whatever the fuck his name is. Since he's mocking the Democrats, I guess he's like a Republican on the don't defund the police side, and the Democrats are on the defund the police side. Yeah, that's not the point. Like, laws don't keep people, and to tell you the truth, laws don't really keep people safe. Defense against the violent people who break them are what keep you safe, particularly armed self-defense and deadly force even. Not a bunch of police, a bunch of armed citizens. That's what keeps people safe. Alright, so let's move on. The King and the Lie. Okay, I know Trump's an asshole, and pretty much all all politicians are really. I mean, they're using force to rule over people, and they're making you pay to boot. But does this really say anything? I mean, yeah, Trump's already gone from the presidency, but does this cartoon really have anything to say? It's like, oh, Republicans just ignore the truth. Trump ignores truth, and they just worship Trump because, hey, he's their candidate. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, there is some truth to that, but it's not really much of a point. I mean, it's like, oh, wow, politician bad, party back him up despite that. Wow, what a point. Um, what's a good one to debunk? No, that's true. This one's kind of in the same vein as the last one. Trump bad. Yeah, I know Trump is bad, but just silly political cartoons mocking him. Yeah, again, this is kind of dated since he's no longer president, but since the cartoon is stupid, it's still online, and the points I have against it hold up today. I'm gonna debunk it anyway. There are no bad lies, only big lies. And then it shows democracy, and he's gonna like hit it into the toilet. And, democracy. You can't throw that away. Well, democracy isn't good. Okay, it's not good in and of itself. And compared to other governments, well, it's still a government. It's tyranny of the majority, tyranny of the mob. There isn't really a point to have democracy or any state around, okay? It's not good to have democracy. It's not good to have any state. And yet they're acting like, oh no, he's attacking democracy. Or if you want to get a constitutional republic, it's like, dude, whether a politician attacks the form of government you have right now, or they adhere to it, government's still shit. I mean, in a way, I don't care that Trump or other politicians have attacked democracy. I care that they're even running a government in the first place. So, yeah, pretty damn pointless to complain a politician is attacking democracy when government is already bad to begin with. I mean, yeah, I get that, it's kind of against the rules to just attack your current government, to just attack democracy, but that's not really the big picture here. Okay, this one's basically saying, Democrats listen to facts. Republicans don't. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't really know exactly that much about Dr. Fauci, but I do kind of notice that economy is kind of stupid because Dr. Fauci, I heard he's a bit of a fearmonger with all you having to wear a mask and get all these vaccines, so I wouldn't consider the Democrats exactly better than the Republicans in terms of facts. If they're gonna like support fear-mongering, you just gotta do what the government says against this disease, okay? So this comic doesn't really have much of a point. Yeah, that one's kind of pointless. This is a Charlie Brown spoof. We got this guy as Linus. Alright, I don't know too much about that. Just another Trump isn't handling the virus well. Nothing to see here. Oh god, it's basically... Okay, this is basically... You know, there's a video I watched on this called Whataboutism by Shane Killian. There's this fallacy called Whataboutism where you mention something bad that someone did, and then the person you're arguing with to supposedly prove you to be hypocritical and to take the moral high ground, say, but what about this other thing this other person did? Like, you know, like you bring up free speech violations in the US and someone brings up free speech violations in Europe. It's like, but in Europe, you don't even have free speech, which is one of Shane's examples. So this is basically, what that kind of thing is basically what's going on with this thing about Kamala Harris. It's, you know, the media is pondering the question, is Kamala Harris a bully? But then it's showing the Republican Party, represented by the shark, you know, the GOP, Grand Old Party, Republican Party, attacking the, you know, the results of the Roe versus Wade trial, as well as democracy. And that's just a whataboutism because it doesn't address whether or not Kamala Harris is a bully, and she is, because she has thrown people in jail for pot, and she wanted to throw parents in jail, or I think she even did, for a truancy violation. So yeah, I think that's makes her a bully, and she likes to laugh about this kind of stuff a lot. So yeah, I think it's best to address a bully as a bully rather than just going, "Oh well, look what your side did," or whatever the fuck red herring type shit that is. Um, Gee, what else do we have? Um, okay, we can do it. 1942, you know, that old "we can do it" poster of the woman encouraging people to like get into gear with helping out with the war effort, and then you have this picture in contrast to that saying, "No, we can't wear a mask." Once again, it all goes back to, you know, that's not the point. It's not the point that, oh, people are just being so disobedient, spreading the disease. The point is freedom, and you shouldn't just give it up just because, oh wow, there's a sickness going around, there's an illness going around. That misses the point. It's like I said before, since I'm for freedom, I believe wearing a mask is entirely at your discretion, and at an establishment you go to discretion to require it or not. It's not about, oh, they just want to get everyone sick. It's about, hey, you know, your health is at your discretion. That's, you know, you shouldn't give up your freedom due to public policy. That's all it really is. And I heard COVID isn't as deadly as people say it is, but you know how the government is with fear mongering. So, yeah. There's a lot of cartoons here making fun of Trump. He's a pretty easy target, to be honest. Okay, that kind of has a point, but we're gonna skip that since this is only for the bad political cartoons. And you have a bunch of Coca-Cola and some money. Propping up the Olympics. I don't quite know about that one, so we're gonna skip it. That one has a point too, so again, I'm gonna skip it. It's the goriest political cartoon I ever seen. Kind of has a point, but again, gonna skip it. I know there's another stupid one here somewhere. Tax fraud. Again, missing the point. It's not about someone won't pay their taxes or someone's hiding their taxes. It's about taxation being theft altogether. You know, I mean, Trump can kind of like, in a way, do or did what he wanted with his taxes, but that's not the point. The point is that you're having your money taken by force. You shouldn't have that, period, whether you're rich or poor. It's not about whether the taxes are like passed up or not. It's about the fact that they even exist. So comics, cartoons like this that whine about people not paying their taxes or not paying enough, not paying their fair share, really don't get it. I mean, I'm sorry, but they don't. Yeah, okay, let's see. We got Florida here looking like a woman. Kind of sexy in a way, kind of hot. Oh god, I'm thinking of personification of a state looks kind of hot. Okay. I guess this is saying Florida doesn't handle storms very well, and they just kind of get drunk about it in a way to like not really focus on it or kind of like deal with the pain emotionally. This is their coping mechanism. Like maybe not literally, but you know, Florida's being attacked by a storm, and she says, "Here we go again. Bottoms up, people." And you know, alcohol is used to kind of like drown your sorrows away, or at least distract you. So okay, I guess there's a point there, but it doesn't really mean too much. Pilgrims against Republicans against Big Bird or Sesame Street. I heard Sesame Street's funded on. Well, Sesame Street is on HBO too, as well as PBS Kids, so it's got some privatized funding going on. So like, you know, in case, you know, the public funding goes awry with like, you know, government policy as usual, you have the free market for stuff, TV shows, entertainment, what have you. So again, kind of missing the point. Okay, basically, Republicans / conservatives / Trump supporters saying coronavirus is fake, election fraud is real. Okay, just because you're like a Republican / Trump supporter, conservative, whatever combination, or just singular thing, doesn't mean you just deny the virus. Okay, it doesn't. As for election fraud, I don't think every Republican really believes in that. I know not every Republican believes in that, so this is kind of like, you know, an assumptuous straw man type thing. Missing the point. Don't really know about that. Um, Yay, the two parties gotta work together and compromise spiel. Yeah, that doesn't quite work either. to be honest. Government is not just against the people it rules over, it's also against itself, so expecting compromise to really work in the long term is pretty foolish, honestly. I mean, if an organization fights against even itself inherently, then I wouldn't trust it with compromise a bit, okay? So, yeah. Biden shortened speeches to limit gaffes. Okay, kind of has a point. So I'll just skip that one. Okay, we got Kim Jong-un here. And Trump, who does your hair, finding common ground. Okay, yeah, they both hair, I guess. Not really much of a point. Alright. If it's saying Biden has to be on drugs just to be remotely competent or awake, that kind of is a good point if it's actually true, so I'm going to skip that one. Lost my job because I refused to get vaxxed. Help. No. Oh. Bars. But, you know, seriously, guys, I don't think people should be vilified just because they refuse to get a vaccine. I mean, like I said, everything is at a person's discretion. It's pretty ridiculous to just vilify people because they didn't get a vaccine. That automatically means they're gonna get sick and get other people sick, or they didn't wear a mask. They're automatically gonna get sick or get other people sick, or they didn't do lockdowns, or they didn't do quarantine. They're automatically gonna get themselves sick or other people sick. You know, tell you the truth, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of the warmongering. I'm sick of the public policy. I'm sick of the fear. That's what I'm sick of. So fuck this cartoon, and yeah, it's at your discretion whether to help a homeless person or not. So again, not a real point. Okay, we got a baby whining. Conservatives, I'm being silenced, and don't think there's very much of a point through here. Gotcha again. Trump being, you know, Trump against liberty. Yeah, okay. True, but kind of pointless. No condoms in schools, no sex education, absence only. I'm strictly a private matter. I believe it's like her daughter that got pregnant or something. Sarah Palin here. Yeah, hypocrisy and dumb policy. Okay, it kind of has a point, but what about the dumb political cartoons, not the smart ones? Um, hmm. Yeah, again, kind of a point. Uh, yeah, kind of a point too. I, I guess there's a lot of smart ones as well as stupid ones, so let's just kind of like be specific. Sure, why not? School. Again, you know, good point. This one's cropped, but I can pretty much get what it's saying, you know. This is basically against stand your ground laws. You know, where if an intruder breaks into your house, you get to stand your ground and use deadly force against them. And then this kid's shooting Santa Claus, who, you know, isn't even real, but let's just roll with it, I guess. And even though Santa's supposed to be a good guy, the kid shoots him anyway. He says, hey, haven't you heard of stand your ground laws? You know, and this is basically making a point that stand your ground laws are bad because you could like shoot the wrong person, I guess, or intruders don't deserve to be shot or shot dead or whatever. That's pretty dumb. People are pretty good at identifying intruders, and it is good to be able to defend your house even with deadly force, so this comic's pretty dumb. And if I had to take a guess, or an inference, so to speak, I'd say this cartoon is pro-gun control, meaning, you know, like you got this Republican Party elephant saying thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, thoughts, and, you know, it's basically saying the state doesn't do enough. It just goes thoughts and prayers whenever there's a mass shooting. Yeah, that's, again, not the point. The point is to have people be armed so they can protect themselves, not just, oh, have them be less armed, which would make the shooter the only one armed, which would make them even more effective to do shootings. So I get if it kind of feels hollow that thoughts and prayers are offered, but that's really not the point. Okay, next. When I was your age, I had to walk 2 miles uphill to school in the snow while holding a hot potato. Okay, that's kind of funny. And then what is this one guy says, I had to hide in a closet while a mass shooter killed my teacher and friends. You have my thoughts and prayers. Don't bother. Again, same thing as the last cartoon. That's not the point. You know, same thing as this. That's not the point that the government doesn't do enough to control freaking guns. The point is that you need them to protect themselves. I mean, the shooters wreak the most havoc in gun-free zones. Duh. So to suggest it's about not doing enough and it's just about hollow thoughts and prayers is just really stupid. Back to school sale, they're all kind of using fidget spinners. They're kind of pondering the backpacks, which I guess the cartoonist is saying the important thing, you know, school, the supplies, education, that's the important thing. And everyone's just dicking around with fidget spinners. Oh no! Kids want to have fun so bad, it means they don't care about anything else but these fucking fidget spinners. Oh no. Yeah. Again, missing the point, making a stupid point, not really getting the situation. Yeah. Kind of has a point. For-profit prison. Okay, the problem isn't really for-profit prisons / privatized jails. The problem is the state running prisons altogether. Because remember, while the prison is private, the justice system is still public. The state just chooses which jail to send prisoners to. It's not about that, oh, this prison makes money for incarcerating people. It's, oh, the government makes money for incarcerating people, or the government is the one to incarcerate people. That's the problem, not, oh yeah, prison makes money. Yeah, no. Again, got a point, good point. Too much protection in schools, too much force protection in schools. And forced schools, I might add. Okay, let's just skip that one. Thank heavens for school. I don't think I could take another beautiful summer day of mom ranting about Trump. Okay, well, not everyone's parents make them purposefully or inadvertently listen to your political rants. So, kind of dead on arrival right there. And school isn't necessarily pleasant, and you shouldn't go to school just to, like, escape your parents ranting. Yeah, that's dumb. The upshot of arming teachers. Who can explain God suck an accent for me, huh? Okay, I get what this is saying. It's dumb. It's saying if you arm teachers, they're gonna go crazy and threaten the students with their guns that they are now armed with. That's not the fucking point of arming teachers. The point of arming teachers, so like in addition to the campus police who are armed, they can actually protect students too. That's the point. Yeah, in theory, anybody really with a gun could go crazy. But this is meant for the smart, competent, good-tempered teachers to own guns. I mean, to have guns in school, own guns in school to protect the students. That's what it's for, not just, oh, they're all gonna go crazy and, like, friend or even kill students. That's not the point. I'm sorry, it's not. Okay. I think I might have already done this one with the, oh, kids don't know what a book is because they use technology, they use electronics. Yeah, that's stupid, okay. Again, a good point, just filling out a test isn't really learning, it's not really essential to the educational process. In fact, it's detrimental. Good point, but we don't want those comics. I mean, we do want those comics, but not for this video, since this is about the bad comics. Okay, I don't really have a beat on that one. Okay, yeah, some students do sleep through class, and then they grow up and they're not very educated voters or intellectuals or whatever, but, you know, that's not, again, not the point. School isn't really a good place to learn about politics, you know, it's indoctrination camp. Whether you fall asleep through it or not is thus actually kind of irrelevant. You know, whether you vote or not and believe in the system, that's what's relevant. So whether you're an informed voter or an uninformed voter, it doesn't really matter. You just gotta keep the system going. So, yeah, kind of pointless. Don't really have much of a thing to say about that. Is this about arming teachers or having armed campus police officers? I don't get that exactly. Um, School choice. I believe Betsy DeVoe advocated for school choice. And this guy is acting like, if that's the case, this guy's acting like Dave Granlund, that if you have school choice, it's just gonna go to the good old, or should I say bad old days where it's primitive as fuck. And you don't have much, even though with school choice, you'd be able to choose which school to take from good ones to bad ones to rich ones to affordable low-income ones, so it just doesn't make any sense. It's like if you have school choice, you only have one choice. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, social media isn't necessarily negative. It's about how you use it. So yeah, that's not quite accurate. Um, I doubt that one's real intelligent, but I don't really have a stake in that. I done this one before, but just for old time's sake. This is basically USA dumb, any other country smart. For their arguments, like students all just dick around USA, and, you know, in America. The other countries, They don't dick around. They're smart. Which is pretty discriminatory, but hey, I'm not the one that made the stupid cartoon, so okay, it is what it is. Scapegoats, Scapegoats Lounge, Teachers Lounge. I wouldn't. If teachers are part of the indoctrination camps known as the public school system, I wouldn't exactly say blaming them is a form of scapegoating. So, kind of dumb. Solution to school shootings? Yes, arming teachers. Well, you know, I think since the bad guy is armed, you gotta be armed. But hey, guns bad, NRA bad, I guess. Trump bad. It's like, yeah, Trump is bad and the NRA is bad, but not for the reasons the left, or mainly the left, wants to push. So, yeah, that cartoon doesn't understand anything at all. Back to school sale. Not really much of a point. Okay, this one has a point, so we're gonna skip that one. Okay. Again, a point. Okay, I think I'll just do a few more of these, then I'll just end the video. I mean, these are pretty stupid. Oh, great, another technology bad ones. I caution children playing, and it shows them all on their, you know, tablet computers. Oh my god, so horrible. I mean, young people having the intelligence to use modern technology, gee, that sucks. Wow. Again, I mean, I know these political cartoons are really good artists, but they're really dumb satirists. I mean, this isn't satire. This is just technology bad. I mean, this is just, you know, misinformation or a misinterpretation of what's going on. This doesn't really help anyone. This is just, oh yeah, they're using technology more than just being natural and playing like ball or something. You know, technology bad, exercise good. I mean, which, yeah, exercise is good, but that doesn't mean technology bad, so, yeah. Good news, sir. Nobody was teaching critical race theory. USA High School, these people are dead, shooting. Okay, kind of a false, kind of a red herring. It's not about, you know, critical race theory versus actually doing things about guns. It's about actual protection. Like, I don't see why the author makes the false connections. Like, I mean, maybe you could say the Republicans focus more on critical race theory than actual gun control, but that just isn't the point. Okay, Trump wants these people to hurry the F up because they're at a COVID stop, not a COVID crossing, not a railroad crossing, a COVID crossing. The Odysee rail is right here. And he just wants to do what he wants to do regardless of the disease or schools or people safety policy. Not really much to say there. Don't quite get that one. Another shot at the NRA, which isn't even quite a pro-gun organization. It's like the NRA is holding the government hostage because they won't enact gun control, and they make it so they won't enact gun control. Even though the NRA has supported gun control in the passed, like the Gun Control Act of 1968, which made it so you can't have mail-order guns, which sucked ass, and, you know, had more licensing with gun sales and all that. And the NRA even supported the Hughesman, which freaking banned all full-auto weapons made past 1986 for most civilians, unless you're like a dealer. So the NRA isn't even that pro-gun, and it's acting like, oh no, this evil pro-gun organization is just making the government do whatever it wants in terms of guns. You know, it sucks that the government isn't banning guns or the like, because you got this NRA people that just want them to have all the guns, I mean, which isn't even that true, so, yeah, dumb. Again, another, kids are just too protected from that virus. Good point, good cartoon, but I'm not aiming for those right now, so. Maybe it's time we homeschooled. I think this will be the last one, because I'm kind of getting tired. Okay, so this guy, this kid of theirs, he's like against America, or the USA, or the values of said country. And he's trying to burn the flag, and he's like, maybe it's time we homeschool rather than public school, because he's anti-American now. We can't have that. Even though it's not even about that. And remember, burning the flag doesn't necessarily mean you hate the country. It means you're, at the very least, against the government's current freaking policy. Remember, you can love your country without loving your goddamn elitist government. So, for them to act like the school should be teaching them to, like, worship the flag or this country's government or overall identity, and the fact that the public schools are doing that as evidence that he wants to burn the flag, and that freaking maybe we should have him homeschooled in order to teach him to, like, worship the flag and stuff, and be within line with the values of America. That's just really dumb. It's not the point at all with the topic. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, there you have it. Political cartoons, part 3. They don't make sense. They're stupid. Yeah, I'm tired. It's lunchtime. That's all I'm gonna have for the video. I might make a part 4, but yeah, it's kind of tiring. So, this is an Ancap cat signing off. Bye, stupid artists. Yeah, alright.